All right, before we get into conditionals, let's talk about creating random numbers. All right, so C# has a lot of built-in functionality, and one of those things is a class called a random. So in order to make random numbers, we're going to have to first make the random number generator and then ask it to make random numbers. So let's make the generator first, and all we're going to do is random, and I'm just going to call it random number generator equals new random. So this is probably brand new syntax that we've not seen before. So let me kind of break it down. Random, notice how like we've always done like string some variable equals Bob, right? So remember the type of thing always comes first. And thus far we've used string, int, float, etc. Well, there are other types besides just the basic ones. Like one of them is random. Random is a class. If you hover over it with your mouse, you'll see it says class says system.random. System is like the guts of C#. It's like all of the source code for C#. All of that code that someone, other people at whatever time ago decided to write. Well, this is one of the things. It's a class. And we're going to learn later what classes are. But you can think of it like a type, like string or int. All right, so I have the type random, and the name of the variable, I called it random number generator. It could just as well be called potato, equals new random. I want a new random number generator. I like basically give me one off the assembly line. All right, cool. So now we're going to use this generator to actually make some numbers. So I'm going to just go ahead and console.write line. Inside the parentheses, I'm going to do random number generator dot next. All right, I said console.write line random number generator dot next. So this is that pre-built functionality, and we're going to see what it does. So we're going to run our program, and it prints out this number. Let's see, so 375,761,075. If we run it again, see how it gives us a different number? Okay, it gives us a completely random number each time we run this. All right, so that's what next does. Next gives you a random number up to the limit of I believe it's integer. Integer. So like the integer's maximum value is the highest number it can give you, and then it will just pick a random number. Now that's cool, but we may want to have numbers within a range. Like I want like a random number between 1 and 10. Well, you can do that. Inside the parentheses for next, we're going to give it what's called arguments, basically saying, hey, I don't want to do the default stuff that you normally do. Normally, you just give me a random number from 1 to however many numbers integers are allowed. Instead, I'm going to give you two arguments. I'm going to give you the lower number. Okay, so I want numbers from 1 to 10, so the lower number is 1. And then I'm going to give you the higher bound. All right, so I want a number less than 11. So the way you would read this is, I like a number that could, the lowest number that I want to allow is 1, and I want any number you generate to be less than 11. Okay, so this will give me a number between 1 and 10. 1 and 10. The thing you have to remember is that the lower bound is inclusive, the upper bound is exclusive. Inclusive and exclusive, remember, mean that, like, do we include the number in the range or do we not? So if I say 1 to 10 inclusive, that means it includes 1 and 10, right? If I say exclusive, then I exclude 1 and 10, and that means 2 through 9, all right? So this one's a little bit of a mix. The first number is inclusive, right? That's a lower one that says, okay, cool, start at 1 and then go up. The second number is exclusive, meaning less than this, not including. So less than 11, but not including 11. All right, so this will give me a random number between 1 and 10. Let's try it out. Okay, 6. All right, let's try it again. 10. All right, awesome. So as you can see, this gives us a random number. All right, so let's go over this one more time. Random is a class. If you hover over it, you'll see it says class. Random is a class, and we can use classes like types, just like string or integer. So I did random, and then the variable, I called it the variable random number generator equals new random. We're going to learn later what this new keyword does, but what this basically does is says, I'd like a random number generator, please. Can you just give me a new one right off the assembly line, nice and fresh? Let me have one. Then we take that random number generator, and we call it this pre-built method called next. Next, what this does is it basically rolls a random number. We can also customize next. We can give it two arguments. separated by a comma. The first argument is what's the lowest number that you can generate, and then what's the highest upper bound exclusive. So 1 inclusive up to 11 exclusive, meaning it starts at 1, including 1, and it goes up to 11, but not including 11. So this will give us a random number between 1 and 10, and then when we run this, I take this console.write line, and this will run first, and then write line will take whatever it comes out of this next function and then write it to the console. So we can do that. See, we get 5, and if I run it again, it'll give me another random number. All right? So this is how generating random numbers in C# works.